after hearing Dr. Balaji, now I'm just wondering how I'm going to take forward the session on social entrepreneurship, because most of it has been covered by him. Now that he has spoken enough about education and how we can be entrepreneurial in this particular segment, I would like to ask you all, which other areas you feel that we can venture into social entrepreneurship? We have different social issues, right? So can you name some? What are the social issues we are facing today? Water scarcity, okay. Food security, brilliant. Poverty, that's a large area. Women empowerment, great. Illiteracy, education is covered. Child abuse, sanitation, okay. Religious rights. We have many, we can go on, right? 20 years ago, we would not have thought about safety as a social issue. Yeah? And sanitation, okay, not as much as we are. Now we have climate change. Everyone is talking about climate change. So when we have a need, or there's a problem, that is where we have to think about what ways we could address the problem. And going one step beyond is, how are we going to address this problem in an entrepreneurial way? Charity mode is done and dusted, they say. We no more have organizations who are going to depend purely on charity to do social work. That's why many organizations who were charity-based have now come up with another vertical where they make profit to feed into the needs of the charity-based work they do. So they are hybrid organizations. Now the recent trend is becoming intrapreneurial. We have heard of entrepreneurship, where we have social work organizations or social or development organizations looking at making profit for a social cause. Now is the trend for social intrapreneurs, where they want to see within the organization how they could become social entrepreneurs by not adjusting the entire framework, but tweaking a little bit of their way of working. Now going back to the social issues. I heard someone say sanitation. Yeah? I would like to show you a short video on how one person has thought about this issue and has come up with an entrepreneurial idea. Shall we? Can you put the soap pen video, please?
Over 1.5 million children under the age of 5 die each year as a result of diarrhea. 443 million school days are lost every year due to infectious illnesses, more than 40% of which result from transmission in schools rather than homes. The simple habit of washing hands with soap can help prevent these illnesses, reducing school absenteeism, resulting in a healthier, more enlightened community. We're a team of industrial designers from India and Korea who've developed SoapPen, a teaching tool in the form of a soap crayon. By introducing SoapPen to children of the impressionable age of 3 to 6, we hope to promote hand washing as a habit that lasts a lifetime. After interacting with school teachers in municipal schools in Mumbai, India, we learned that they often refrain from placing soap in bathrooms for kids, as it's hard to avoid wastage during unmonitored use. It's also a hassle for teachers to assist the students to the bathroom every time, and kids end up washing their hands only with water. SoapPen tackles this problem as the teacher can now simply mark out all critical areas to be cleaned on the child's dry hands while they're still in class. This drawing turns into soap when the child wets and rubs their hands. The child is challenged to turn every trace of the drawing into foam. In doing so, they thoroughly wash their hands for the ideal span of 20 to 40 seconds. As children grow older, the SoapPen ritual can transition into a fun peer-to-peer activity. A supporting free mobile app will provide teachers with innovative techniques to help them incorporate personal hygiene using SoapPen into the existing academic curriculum. The increasing accessibility to smartphones empowers the app to educate teachers and students far and wide. SoapPen has been designed for scalability. It has 4 components: a foldable shell, a cartridge holder, a rope to suspend the product, and soap cartridges which can be refilled. Its intuitive assembly can be executed by anyone in less than a minute. All the parts are designed for material flexibility, cost-effective production, and easy shipping. After the heartwarming response we received from teachers and students alike, we're excited to see SoapPen clean many more hands.
It was a simple, innovative idea, isn't it? Has anyone thought about it? We all love sketch pens and colors and different types of crayons are coming up, but using that technique, yeah, to come out with a sanitation solution. Now this, I don't know how many of you all have heard about it earlier, how many schools are practicing it, or whatever, but when I was researching about social enterprise ideas, the recent past, this was the first thing that came into my mind. So, do you think this is a feasible one? When we were doing a recent social audit for one of the organizations, there was a lot of health camps, health awareness camps being organized. And one of the school, what they have done is, after they heard about the sanitation and the need for washing your hands, the school children started collecting funds within their own classmates and started buying hand wash and kept in their restrooms so that they can wash their hands. See, this is leading to a behavior change. So ours is just not being entrepreneurial, coming out with innovative and having some nice videos to say, yes, I've done this. But how it is translating to becoming a behavior change in the society. That is a key component of a social entrepreneur, how he could really try to change the mindset of the society. What about the recent ban of plastic bags? We all are finding it difficult to go grocery shopping these days. We have to go with our own bags and pack it up and again rearranging it in the refrigerator is a big hassle. Nothing innovative. But then now you have biodegradable plastic. Again, I don't know how far that is biodegradable. So cloth bags have come. So many people who are now manufacturing cloth bags are calling themselves social enterprises. In what way would you justify that? In what way will you justify cloth bags making as a social enterprise? Which aspect is it addressing? Pollution. Profit is what I'm hearing. What are social issues they are addressing? Climate change, environment, less plastic also. Any issue which is addressing a social need, yeah, and then trying to resolve them and looking at a sustainable sort of a practice in the society. So our mindset is no more plastic bags. It is there in our mind. We have to take our own bags, yeah. So it's bringing in a mindset change. So we say the triple bottom line is what we need to look at when we are looking at being socially entrepreneurial. Triple bottom line is a jargon, I would say. Looking at social, economic and environmental, what do we say, balance when you look at a product. So what is the social component in this video we saw? Huh? What is the social component? Health and sanitation. Economic component? Economic. It is economic, right? Teachers are going to provide all those classes, going to mobilize, so it's going to be very economical to sustain this activity. Environmental, what happens when you have a healthy environment? When you are healthy, what happens? Diseases don't spread, you are healthy. People around you are healthy. You breathe healthy. You are active. You are more productive. Yeah? So any social issue when you're looking at as a problem, you look at the solution in this triple bottom line, where you address the social, economic and environment areas. What is the other issue we were talking about? I heard someone say energy, electricity. Is that an issue today? Are we having enough electricity? Last summer we were dying out, right? Now it's okay. But what about the rural areas, the tribal area? There are still hamlets where they don't have electricity. What is the advantage of having electricity in a home? What is the advantage? Just imagine there are no lights here. There's no audio, okay? Enhancement facilities here. No electricity. What will happen? Huh? You can't? After the daylight, you can't see. Then you can't be productive after a particular time because we are building only on sunlight. You need energy, right? Energy for what? Energy for fuel. You can use electric energy for? Electric energy for? For everything. You can use a smartphone if you have electricity. The net connectivity is there. So there is an entrepreneur who has thought about this and come up with an entrepreneurial venture for having solar energy be provided for remote hamlets, majorly for tribals. What was the outcome? What were the benefits for just not energy, right? It gave the hawkers more time for selling their products because they could have solar lights there. What else could you see from that? Employment? Employment for the rural people to get trained in how these solar panels could be fit and they could make money. What else? Development, the entire area. They have women empowerment. How did the women get empowered through this entire thing? They formed in self-help groups. They were given seed funds. They had a small enterprise where they could really have these local orders sourced, and they were also given initial investments. So what happens when a woman has access to credit? The woman has money, okay? Earlier it was a male-headed household and he was only earning member. All the women are earning. Rural women, some hamlets still the women are unemployed or they are seasonal laborers. Whenever there's agriculture, they go work. But when they have access to credit, they have income or a loan given to them to start a small activity. What happens? Savings increase. And the primary investment a woman does for the main income. They become independent.
And women usually invest in their own families.
They invest in their own families, primarily for their children's education. So that's why many organizations who are into self-help group formation, giving them seed funds. You heard of Grameen Bank Mohammed Yunus, if you talk a day about him. He just started by giving these women access to credit in Bangladesh. They were just basket weavers. So they were borrowing money, and the whole day they'll work and they'll get just 20 rupees or minimal money from the earnings they did, because most of it is being given back to the money lender with interest. So he thought when the money was given to the women without credit or less interest, she can have more income for the family. So women empowerment just is not money, not only profit, but also when she has access to credit, she can also launch her own enterprise. So basket weaving is not a social enterprise, of course, but having a non-profit organization give these women self-help group access to credit and seeing that they engage productively in having enough income for the household, if that is the intention, then it becomes a social entrepreneurial activity. So social enterprises are many. Now even when we say there's a disaster, many people come and give you funds, okay? Now all the women, the floods have washed away their homes, you know, the Kerala floods, everything was damaged. So immediately the impulsive giving is there. So they give donations. Okay, you go reconstruct your home. You lost your tools in the mechanic shop you had, so I'll give you money for that. It is impulsive giving, but that is not sustainable. When we say sustainable, we should look at the long-term impact of the social enterprise. As I said, charity no more works in a social entrepreneurial, angle. So what do we do to sustain an activity? What is essential? I'm going to continue having this activity or the program going on for another 10 years or 20 years. What should be my first step? To see that, okay, you burn bridges, you have problems, you are still teething, right? You may have ups and downs at the TV program which Dr. Balaji had tested. But then when you plan, you look at your 10-year timeline and see, yes, what is going to happen after 2 years, after 4 years, after 6 years? What other support is required? Yeah? Am I going to make it possible for you to have the need even beyond 5 years? Suppose I'm going to go to one village in Gudwanjeri and say, okay, solar panels I'm going to have for all the tribal hamlets here. Am I going to continue working in that particular hamlet for 10 years? That work will be over in a year or two, right? So I have to keep on looking like which are the geographies I need to work. Start looking at areas where I want to focus. So it will be tribal, or it's going to be remote hinterlands, or it's going to be specific geographies. I'm going to go to Uttarakhand, I'm going to work in, Nilgiris hamlets also. Some of them do not have electricity so far. So that also should be part of your plan. So you have to look at areas where you want to work, how you're going to sustain, where you're going to get the monies from, what is your plan, is there an ambition which is relevant today, going to be there for the next 10 years, should I keep on updating myself with knowledge? See that there are no more players. Okay, I started having a plan now that I'm going to go after 3 years to one village in Coimbatore. After 3 years there must be someone else there already. So don't go by your plan then, saying, yeah, I have planned it already, it was me who first planned it. You have to be able to adjust to the change. See whether the need is still there in society before you go and implement what you planned 3 years ago. So social entrepreneurs should be innovative, should be risk takers. They should be willing to take risk. Risk not in the means of investment, but also opportunities. There were cases where a solar fish dryer was given to one hamlet in Kalpaka. This was during the tsunami days. Oxfam Novib had given. It was a very huge investment. So they gave a solar dryer for the fish community. And then They said, okay, you can dry the fish, so it's very healthy here. So social enterprise idea they had. So there are more hygiene in drying the fish. I know most of you are vegetarians, but still this is their occupation. So you don't dry fish on the mud over there on the beach, so you just put it on the solar dryer and then you can have more quality fish and you can hike the price of the dried fish. So I was a media officer then, so when I went to document it, say after 6 months the mission was given, the mission was just clean, it was dusted and kept clean. So I asked, oh, it's always clean because of solar and your dry fish and there's no smell, nothing coming out, so clean. And everyone was just giving me a dry look. I was not understanding what was happening. And the group of women was standing on the right hand side just observing, waiting for me to pass by that side so that they can talk to me. And this particular segment of women, they were just keeping quiet. Then I asked the organizer, the NGO, what is happening? Is there any issue with the solar dryer? He said, yes. There are two communities, Dalit and non-Dalit. This particular solar dryer is kept midway, so neither of them are utilizing it. Okay? Wonderful idea having a solar fish dryer, talking of sanitation, a social issue, healthier food for the non-vegetarians. And it's not being put to use. So innovation part is good, your delivery is good. What was wrong here? Distribution, identification of beneficiary. What should have been done in the first step? Either give two, you can't get into advocacy and try to make the Dalits and non-Dalits become pally and take turns to drive the same machine. That is a problem. You double up your investment and give one so that you're targeting a larger area. Or what you could do?
A common dealer.
Common dealer?
Like who can organize for the whole.
The community head is there, right?
Yeah.
For the panchayat. Yeah? He should be able to make an arrangement with the respective communities to say sharing of resources. So social enterprise does not stick with just delivery mechanisms. It should also understand the need and the challenges that the society faces and then come out with amicable solutions. Only then your project will be sustainable. Otherwise it will be just brand new whenever you go and you see your investment like dead over there. I think I'll have to stop here because we are running short of time. We have the other speakers already come. Any questions so far? If time permits, during the break I can show you another video on how a Ladakhi woman has started a travel company having only women in the travel organization. Very interesting to know. We'll see that later. So for now, if you have any questions, you can ask.